After spending months attempting to get out of his deal to buy Twitter, Elon Musk officially owns the hugely influential platform, Twitter. Musk's takeover, which was finalized Thursday night, a source familiar with the matter told CNN, not only has the potential to create upheaven for Twitter employees, but also for the hundreds of millions of people around the world who use the platform daily. It could also impact the upcoming US midterm elections, and Musk makes good on his promise to restore accounts of users who are previously banned from the platform, most notably former US President Donald Trump, and to limit companies' content restrictions, which leads us in today's question, which is what is the likely future of Twitter? Well, it will forever keep free speech free speech. And it's because of these three key reasons. One, it opens the door for more expression of free speech. Two, there won't be any more tampering with Twitter. And three, it is forever a private company and involves, again, no more tampering. Now let's break this down. More expression of free speech. In the first weeks after agreeing to buy the company in April and before his initial move on the deal, Musk repeatedly stressed that his goal was to bolster free speech on the platform and worked to unlock Twitter's extraordinary potential. The Tesla CEO suggested he would rethink Twitter's approach to content moderation and permanent bans with potential impacts on civil discourse and political landscape. He also talked about his desire to rid the platform of bots, even as he later made the number of bots central to his argument to abandon the deal. Musk has called the permanent ban on former President Donald Trump foolish and extreme and said he would roll it back. Trump was banned after the January 6, 2021 insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Musk has suggested that the permanent bans can polarize speech. His public views on increasing free speech have led many to think that Musk could loosen content moderation on Twitter, which currently has guidelines on removing violence, hate speech, and other offensive content from the site. Employees and social media experts have expressed concern that Musk could undo Twitter's safeguards. However, insiders and observers say that changes could tilt Twitter in rightward direction. Musk has said that he wants to close the laws where Twitter operates. If citizens want something banned, then pass a law to do so. Otherwise, it should be allowed, he tweeted in May. And later, he would advertise that Musk also said that obviously he cannot ban everything and it cannot be a free-for-all hellscape where anything can be said with no consequences. Musk has also floated the idea that subscription services at Twitter, including making commercial and government accounts pay for features. In a sense, my first point here is that Musk is trying to allow more expression of free speech throughout the platform in the sense that if it breaks the law, then it'll be taken off. But if it doesn't break the law, and which could be changed by our US representatives, then it'll be removed from the platform. And in a sense, he's opening up the door for people with different opinions to be allowed and heard on the platform, which leads me into my second point here is that there will be no more tampering on the platform. It was billed as a bombshell. Elon Musk, after rifling through his company's internal files, would finally expose how Twitter engaged in free speech suppression in the critical runoff to the 2020 election. Politicians have been shouting out Twitter's partisan meddling for years, and now they have the smoking gun proof to back it up. Shockingly, it was even worse than we thought, Politico said. If it had been suspected that Twitter was, before Elon Musk bought it, regularly engaging in massive fraud against the principles of free speech and creating a slanted public forum, now it's discernible true based on the words of those who are running it. That what we learned so far from journalist Matt Turbo has determined the Twitter files. It is a compilation of emails from inside Twitter that shows the company was at the highest level deeply partisan and become ruthless tool of left-wing censorship on the rage of key issues and critical election moments. This means that before Elon Musk took over the company, Twitter, there's heavy tampering within the company to landslide suppression of speech. But now Elon Musk, as my first point says, that he's opening up the door for free speech and in different opinions. And to that very point, there's going to be no more tampering within the Twitter itself, which opens the door again to more free speech. Which leads me into my last point here is that it's becoming a private company. Musk intends to take Twitter private, meaning Twitter stock will likely stop trading on the New York Stock Exchange almost immediately after the proper documents are filed, according to corporate lawyers. Shareholders receive $54 and 26 per share of the stock with all the paperwork is filed. Must file with the regulators to deregister the stock, but the process is fairly quick and seamless. Once the merger goes through, corporate lawyers say. So in a sense, Elon Musk is taking the company and making it private to his own self so that outside board members, like stated in my second point, wouldn't be able to infiltrate the very system or company to hinder the opinion of the wild majority. In a sense that they before censored, particularly Donald Trump or other political polarized individuals who had different opinions on different topics. And so that is why ultimately the future of Twitter is going to open the door for more free speech. And lastly, I want to end with this is that Elon Musk said that Twitter has become kind of a de facto town square. So it's just really important that people have both the reality and the perception that we are able to speak freely within the bounds of the law, which directly points to the 3 points here of what ultimately the likely future of Twitter is. And ultimately, again, it is the opening and the keeping of free speech to continue, again, through these 3 points of more expression of free speech, the no more tampering of the company, and it becoming a private company to not receive outside influence. Thank you.